Hello and welcome to Jurassic Park. No. Well, I will say, if you do enjoy these videos, please, I've never said it before, but it looks like I have to, it looks like. Please like and subscribe. It takes a while to make these videos, even though these are the low-budget editing. Fuels the fire to make more videos. When your subscribers come in and people make comments, it gets my jollies going. So I appreciate it, really. So let's continue with this tub. This is a wacky tub of fun stuff. And let's just start off with the wackiest. Look at this. I keep everything because I am not the smartest cookie. This is a 2012 SpiderMan Japanese. I believe this was a type of bread. Yes, this is a red melon pan. It's been a while, guys, to give me a break. But yes, I would eat this and I'd be like, man, that'd be pretty cool to keep in the future. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, someone out there be like collecting Spider-Man right now. I'd be like, that's incredibly unique and rare. And they'll give me $10. And I paid a 126 yen. And that's about $1.20 right there. And I'll sell for $10. And I paid for my food from 10 years ago. Hell yeah. And we are off to... You know, for a bootleg, that is a really, really nice sculpt there. Just posable in the arms. It is called Alien Power. Save our planet. A little bit of a contradiction there. Like, who's save our planet? Save the aliens' planet? Are we hiring the alien to save our planet? This is really confusing. This Chinese company needed to step up and give a little bit of a more of a backstory. But... very nicely done. And this is stuff I just pick up at random. And at this point, Guangdong is where everything's made. But yes, I can let this one go. This is not going to be one where I'm going to stand up and be like, no, I need to fight for it. How about $5? So if you guys are fans of Last Action Hero. So this is the mail away 3-pack. Skull Attack Jack, Axe Swingin' Ripper, which... I know they had to make villains for this movie, but he's just not an action figure kids were screaming for, but they still made him anyways. And Hook, Launch, and Danny. Stunt figures. I like that. It just, the fact they had to add stunt figures there is kind of mind-boggling for me, to be honest with you. But we can get into discussion that when these toys were being made, Schwarzenegger, I correctly remember being told from a Mattel employee, just had his first child. Take this with a grain of salt. And when he noticed that there were missile launching weapons and other things, he was like, no, you gotta change that. Weapons are bad. So that's why you have some of these accessories of like he shows his shield off under his jacket versus like pulling a revolver out. Anyways, this 3-pack is dead stock mint seal because a lot of this stuff ended up at discount in the mailer boxes. And you can probably pick this up for like $4 or $5. And these were kicking around the cars in these white mailer boxes for quite some time. We're talking like even the mid-2000s, you can go to a toy show and just be $5, like, you know, stack of them. And like, you want to buy them all? And you're like, no, ma'am, I'm good. I just have my one. More difficult to get now, but as you can guess, Last Action Hero is beloved to an extent, but it's also not a high dollar value collectible. But still, I'm happy to have this. You know, as I said, they're drying up. I probably don't even have nice, loose, mint complete ones, but I do now. And if you guys are a fan of anything anime or remotely with fingers and toes, you will know about Evangelion. So we have Special Mission 3, because you guys are quite aware what Special Mission 1 and 2 are, obviously. I don't remember either. So these are UFO crane prizes you can get in Japan, produced by Sega. And they have little cords up here that dangle, so you'd have to get them to pull off the peg. And they would drop down and you would get them. Very nicely done. Evangelion is just... my God, there's so much product produced every year for the last, oh my God, we're almost to 30 years of this now. Jesus. And it keeps going. So I like to get a lot of these fun pieces like this because I'd buy these for like $3 each in Japan. And they're just beautiful. And I like these. I'm not going to keep the world of Evangelion, but I'm going to keep some of the older UFO catcher prizes, because it reminds me of the great times of just going there and just with a beer in your hand and just spending hours playing the quarter drop machines, winning UFO prizes like this. Happy times, man. Also, as I said, nicely done. I just like the Gladiator style is just unique. I don't remember what 1 and 2 are. I don't know if they continue on afterwards, but I bet you $5 we're going to find them. Not big money, probably about $10 each. We have VR Troopers Dream Virtual Hamsterality. Original first series, Ryan Steele. It's a solid name to give a kid. J.B. Reese, even Caitlin. All these are good names. Shit, man. Even naming your kid Scug. That kid's going to go far in this world. I'll be honest with you. If the kid's name was Tankotron, no one's going to mess with that kid. Like Ryan Steele, Caitlin Starr, those are solid names for like business and getting your name out there. Tankotron, you're going to come there to fuck shit up. The market's got a little bit stronger than this, I thought. I think I pulled one of these already carded out previously. And Kenner did a great job. Their basic posability of Kenner, just the legs and arms and the head. But the basic figures for Ryan and the trio are about $15, $20 now, which, again, back in the 2000s, you go underneath the booth at the toy show, and these would be like $3 each or less. People are just get out of my hands. Whoa. Speed is power. And I think he's referring to the drug. What do we have here? Bum, bum, bum. Foundry Networks. So as a action figure connoisseur, and I like to database and record everything. I did have big plans for a website to do that, but then I found out instead of like having to own stuff and remember and record and do the history of them, you just steal it all off the internet. And that's what everybody else did. They just stole everything. So I was like, well, there goes that. So I picked up this piece in Japan, and this is from Foundry Networks. This literally is, they decided to make their own action figure. It's probably just a giveaway for certain events here and there. Passion for speed burns 24/7. Oh my God, this is so weird. It's so rare probably, but also anyone that actually has interest in it might be even rarer, let alone who remembers Foundry Networks. Are they still even in business? Who knows? I like the prototype here. Actually has a cloth outfit, nicely done, and they're like, yeah, that's going to cost a little too much. Let's scale that back. And so they did. Still, lovely figure. And you know what? Props to anyone that makes a giveaway promo item of an action figure that costs this much to make. Props to you, man. Bum, bum, bum. We have the Mudman. Oh, the lovely little Mudman. Duel Master. So Duel Masters, that we did previous videos of, is a Pokemon style card turn-based anime / card game / action figure line. Pokemon was a huge success at this point. Hasbro had the license. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is kicking ass. Mattel has the license. This series comes along and Hasbro's like, hell yeah, let's get on this ball. So they did. And they purchased the license and they sculpted these figures, which, again, many people don't even know what Duel Masters are, but they made beautiful sculpts. All of these characters are unique, well done, huge variety. And the line failed miserably. And the second series was canceled, and these were all discounted for literally nothing, which is sad, but at least they got out there. Nobody really collects them. And I think the demise ended up being that the original show was dubbed to be a comedy. So it was serious, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And somewhat to Pokemon. But as I mentioned earlier, these characters were self-aware that they were in a cartoon. So it's just constant oddball humor here and there. And it's not what makes sales of these action figures happen. So Hasbro lost quite a bit of money. But it's nice to know that I have an official trading card in here that nobody cares about. But still, I do like these figures. I have them loose. I have them packaged. It's worth about $5. I'll probably end up keeping it just for the hell of it. I don't have many of them. Bum, bum, bum. And we have Ben 10. So this is the newer series of Ben 10, which they relaunched it to an extent. I thought the animation design was just terrible, and I lost complete interest in it because this is technically a reboot somewhat. Toy-wise, some interesting designs, some new characters came out. I always thought that was a little exciting there. So I picked up Astrodactyl. A little bit neat. Looks like this is an import piece. Might be a little bit more difficult. I think these later series characters ended up being much more harder to find than a lot of the earlier series action figures. This might actually still have some strong value to it. At this point, I can't keep everything. And you know what? I can pull something out. We've done like 3 tubs already and I haven't let anything go. So let's let it go. Anyways, we have the Yellow Ranger. So the Ultra Yellow Ranger. These were available to me. Let me see if they're imports. Yeah, I think this is an import. So I was in Singapore and a friend took me with him to this like department store. And we're just walking around, just looking at stuff at random. I've never been to Singapore before. And we get to the basement and it was all action figures there. There was some fantastic deals. These were $1 each. $1 each. And there was like Red Rangers, Yellow Rangers, Mighty Morphin, Metallic Red Rangers, but all the same size from Megaforce. And then they had the Ben 10 morphers. Sorry, they also had the Ben 10 Omnitrixes from one series that I'd never seen before. And they were on sale at $6 each. And my friend's like, if you're interested in buying a lot of stuff, there's a post office here. Where? No, literally walk 10 feet down the toy aisle, make a left, and there's a post office in the basement of this department store. I bought a box from them, threw all the stuff in the box after I picked it up, and just put it right back to the post office and shipped it back home. It was one of the most perfect buys ever. The joke was I should have bought all the Omnitrixes. I resold them for $200 to $300 a pop. These are only worth about $12 each. But I still would like to have one each for my collection, of course, because these are smaller size and they were very nice. But it's Megaforce, and this is towards the end, like where I was like phasing out of collecting all the Power Rangers because there was just too much coming out. We have Hack/Sign action figures. These are beautiful. I think I bought these at Suncoast Video. Oh, literally, I did buy them at Suncoast Video. I watched the anime. I have both these characters loose, and it was just nice. These were just you would come back from college, and you would go to the mall. And you just pick up stuff like this. And you'd wait till Suncoast Video was on discount sale. It was nice times. Also, looking back, I wasted a lot of time just looking for fun, stupid deals at Suncoast Video. But these are nice pieces. The market has gone up, and I believe it's gone straight down the tube. So there's probably about $20 each now. She was like $75 for, I think it was Subaru. And she was like $35, but they could be up there. I don't know at this point. I think I'll probably let them go. Then we have Jack Sparrow. Bum, bum, bum. Pirates of the Caribbean. The World's End figures from Zizzle. Zizzle, which was the original company of Tiger Toys, because they had a contract where he cannot create a company for 10 years. And he created Zizzle after he sold Tiger Toys to Hasbro. These toys are wonderful. Absolutely dead on 3 3/4 inch figures that were amazing. They did all 3 movies. There are no complaints about them. Huge variety of characters. I love them. And the World's End had the most difficult because of the final movie, tail end of the series. Most of the figures in the tail end were released in Europe only. And they run for some pretty decent money, including the main villain of The World's End runs about $200 now, which is just bonkers. But even as they were coming out, I was trying to buy them off of eBay in Europe. They were not easy to come by. So this is pretty nice to have. I don't know if this is one of the final figures based on the back of the card. He's not here, but it might be. It does have an import sticker, so this could be one of the difficult ones. Bum, bum, bum. Oh, yes. Disco Kid. Disco Kid. Robotic 55. Disco Kid. Boom, 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 boom. I want to be the Disco Kid. Boom, boom, boom. That was in my head as I walked back home. Took all the trains from Asakusa, Tokyo, back to Ikebukuro. Because this, just the name, Disco Kid. We just love it. And this is like, oh, I love this with a passion. It's like this early to mid 80s robot toy that Bandai produced for literally no reason whatsoever. I love the package artwork. He's jamming. Love the little 80s style tech. Like when you think that was glow-in-the-dark blue grid or whatever, that was the future. Music and dancing. So that's a speaker. And if you flip the little puppy over here, check that out. So you hook him up to your boom box or your Walkman, and he moves around, projects sound, and dances. What more do you want in this world, people? That old computer number. So this is before the barcodes. You type in the computer number. It's like this little small time frame. Dead stock, completely unused. I think I paid like... The sad part, the store I picked this up from has been there for decades, so I don't doubt they had this in stock for Gosen Gohyaku-en, about $55, and it was blown down to $27.50, and then I got it for like $20. Like, that's just depressing. But that's the Disco Kid. Disco Kid. Yeah, I love this guy. No value whatsoever, probably. It's just one of those lovely toy robots that came out of Japan that had nothing to do with any animation or comics or anything. They just made these fun robots. Speaking of Suncoast, literally, there's the bag I bought them. And then we have the Storm Striker. So this is kind of like the early version of Avengers, the axe that Thor has at the end. I think that's what this is. Yeah, it says Avengers, Marvel Comics. Yep. So this is one of the cosplay handhelds for kids to play with of Ninja Storm. Yeah, I like the collect Power Rangers stuff. At that point, I guess I felt like I needed it, and I'm happy to say I can let this thing go, and it's not going to be big bucks. Most of the Power Ranger collectors do not collect anything of this, really. So this is not a morpher. This is a smaller size for kids to play with of the basic weapon. It'll have some value, sure. But if you're going to try to convince me that the hammer is going to be that big or the Blue Ranger's little gun will be that big, I don't think so. So if they made full-size, more appropriate weapons, then they would sell much better. And it's always going to be Megazords first, morphers next, action figures next, and then this is the fun fluff stuff like the motorcycles, the little weapons like this. So I'm probably going to hazard about $50, $60. And you know what? I can't keep the world. So this will go, and that will make some good dent out of this tub. And we can start moving forward with selling stuff and making room. But in the end, only one will remain. The Disco Kid. The Disco Kid. Hell yeah, the Disco Kid. I actually thought about pulling him out of the box and plugging him in to see what he does exactly, but I found out it's a kit. You have to build him. And I don't have the time for that. So thank you very much, guys, and we'll keep on rocking out.